are helping other veterans across the Tennessee Valley.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News live at 5:30. Coverage you can count on.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Lori Mitchell, in for Cindy Sexton. Tropical storm Cindy is producing some heavy rain. Gulf Shores is seeing strong winds, rain, and increasing waves.
We're tracking the storm on our storm alert radar. New video shows how the storm's already impacting Gulf Shores, Alabama. Conditions are expected to worsen as the storm moves closer. Obviously, the area is under a flash flood watch with 4 to 8 inches of rain possible through Thursday. A high surf advisory is in effect. Surf heights expected up to 9 feet.
Tropical storm Cindy is on track to reach landfall by this Thursday.
Meteorologist Brittany Beggs spoke with the American Red Cross today to find out what preparations they're making.
After speaking with the American Red Cross today, they tell me that they're deploying vehicles like this one depending what efforts are needed over the weekend. Inside the American Red Cross, there is wall-to-wall blankets, mats, cots, and even water. Disaster Program Manager Jerry Wang tells WRCB how many volunteers are ready.
Well, we have over 100 on-call volunteers that are prepared. We've also set in place with our local chapter and our sectional chapter out of Nashville that all of our DPMs, Disaster Program Managers, etc., are on call and on alert.
The newest track of Cindy places the low over the Tennessee Valley by this weekend. Rain amounts locally will reach 3 to 4 inches of rain. Also, Jackson, Mississippi, they could reach close to 8 inches, and further south, southern Mississippi, close to 18.
But we have our vehicles already stocked, sheltering tools already ready to go, and we have our volunteers that can deploy if necessary.
The American Red Cross tells me that they cannot get enough volunteers, especially when events like this do come up. If you or you know of someone that is interested, you can check out where you can volunteer on our website, WRCBTV.com. Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm meteorologist Brittany Beggs, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Now let's send it over to Paul Barris, live in the Storm Alert Center for a first look at your forecast here in the Tennessee Valley. Paul.
A little closer to home, some big showers and thunderstorms have moved over the Atlanta area with anywhere between 2 to 5 inches of rain. Most of it's dropping down to the south of the city out near Hartsfield. Had about an inch of rain so far and still raining out there. But this is the rainfall amounts. Downtown Atlanta right here, a good 2 to 5 inches of rain all the way up to Norcross. So it's been a big mess out there for the people trying to vote down in that district. Looking at the latest Vipercast, most of the showers and storms will be weaker as they move towards Dalton and North Georgia in our area and then fade out. By noon tomorrow, just some clouds, and then the clouds will thicken up throughout the night, and then more showers are going to move in, looks like, for Thursday. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. This is around noon, and then coming up into about 5 o'clock still. Chance for showers and storms. See all these arrows coming out of the south, pumping up all that moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll see a little break in the rain coming up in early Friday morning, but more showers and storms into Friday. And these are the rainfall amounts by Friday at 2 o'clock. Anywhere between 1 to 3 inches of rain is possible. It all depends if you get under some of those storms. Some places may only see up to a ½ inch of rain, but if you get under the storms, you may see 2 or 3. Got the complete 7-day forecast. We'll show you where Cindy's going again, and it's all coming up.
And we are following a developing story. A death investigation is underway by the Chattanooga Police Department. 2
bodies were found at a cemetery off Shepherd Road. Channel 3's Natalie Potts is live with the latest. Natalie.
Hey guys, I just want to give you a quick update to that double homicide investigation happening out here in the 2100 block of Shepherd Road. This is at the Highland Memorial Gardens Cemetery. It looks like police have packed up all of their gear. A lot of the emergency vehicles have actually left the cemetery. Now, this investigation has been ongoing since 9:30 this morning when a former Chattanooga City Councilman discovered the bodies just laying out on the ground and called for help. So police have cleared the scene and they have packed up. This cemetery is no longer closed. Police did release additional details just a few minutes ago. They say that the 2 victims that were found, their injuries appear to be consistent with gunshot wounds, and police have not yet released the identity of those 2 people found just yet. But we are told that CPD has set up a newly formed homicide tip line and where callers can remain anonymous, and their tips go directly to investigators. So they're encouraging anyone with information to please call that tip line. I've got the number for you. That's 423-643-5100. You can also see that on our website at WRCBTV.com. But for now, reporting live in Chattanooga, Natalie Potts, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Natalie, thank you. To politics now. Voters are heading the polls today in Georgia's 6th congressional district. That's a closely watched special election. Political observers see that election as an early test of GOP strength following President Trump's election. NBC's Dan Shinneman reports.
It is the most expensive House race in U.S. history.
Great to see you.
After months of campaigning and money pouring in from out of state, the election is now in the hands of voters.
It's going to be a very close election. They're saying it could come down to a couple of hundred votes.
The candidates, Democrat Jon Ossoff and Republican Karen Handel, are running neck and neck in the traditionally Republican district.
Special elections are called special for a reason. This is essentially a jump ball.
It's a very close race, and that means it's all about turnout.
The campaign has been hard fought with more than $40 million spent on the election. Ossoff, a first-time candidate, has raised a staggering $23 million. President Trump tweeting his support for Handel and joining Republicans trying to put Ossoff on the defensive for living just outside the district.
They know I grew up in this community. They know I grew up in the 6th district. They know why I'm a couple miles south of the line. It's just not a major issue in the race.
But in a race this close, Handel is making it an issue.
I've lived here for nearly 25 years, and I think that's going to make a big difference to the voters in this district.
A razor-thin race, now up to the voters. Dan Shinneman, NBC News.
Special elections being held to fill the seat vacated by President Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price. Republican Party has held that seat since 1979. British pop singer Adele met with London firefighters yesterday, offering her support following that devastating high-rise apartment fire last week that has killed at last count 79 people. London's fire department released photos showing her posing with them in front of their engine at the Chelsea fire station. Adele had a cup of tea with the firefighters, thanked them for their efforts battling that fire at the 24-story apartment tower. Flames engulfed the building in less than an hour. Early on June 14th, many residents there were trapped.
A local veteran is trying to help improve the lives of other veterans in our area. David Holmes served in the Air Force and the National Guard. He says he is aware of the struggles of fellow veterans, especially those who need medical equipment but cannot afford it. Today, Holmes donated an electric scooter and a trailer that belonged to his father who passed away. The equipment is going to the local chapter of the Vietnam Veterans Association of America. Holmes says it feels good to help someone else in need.
Great work there. Still ahead, in many online stores, you have an option to pay with PayPal. But is it a better option than using a credit card?
Some say it is. Our tech reporter explains, is it safer? Do you really need PayPal? We'll have that story when we come back.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic sponsored by CHI Memorial. Schedule an annual wellness checkup today at one of our more than 30 locations. Visit chimemorialmedicalgroup.org to find a physician near you.
A few accidents to look out for if you're heading out on the roads this Tuesday afternoon. South Willow at East 13th, also one on Ashland Terrace at Dayton Boulevard, and working to clear one Belvoir at South Terrace. Still seeing some heavy traffic in the eastbound lanes at 24, a view of it there at Germantown Road. If you travel from downtown to the 75 split 24 eastbound commute time right now, about 14 to 16 minutes. From the US 101 Information Center, it's Mo with your Eyewitness News traffic.
An auto parts supplier says it will lay off 160 people in Tennessee as it moves some business operations to another plant in the Midwest. A spokesperson for International Automotive Components says the layoffs at the Dayton facility will impact 138 permanent employees and 22 temporary workers. The cuts will happen between July 31st and September 7th. After the cuts, 428 salaried and hourly employees will still be working there. And still ahead, do you use PayPal?
Coming up after this break, our tech reporter explains when it's a good time for you to get a PayPal account.
So I depend on Sorensen, which requires high-speed internet. I upload a lot of music videos for the deaf and the hard of hearing. With EPB, I upload and I'm done. It's just the fastest internet connection that I've had, and I will never go back. Never. There's never been a time that I've had to call or even email that I haven't gotten an answer right away. I love my EPB.
If you spent any time at all shopping online, you have probably noticed there are several ways to pay for what you order. We are all familiar with credit cards, of course, but what about PayPal?
It's gained wide acceptance with retailers, even stores near your home. Our consumer technology reporter, Jamie Tucker, has more on PayPal, what it is, and who needs it.
Well, if you shop online, you've probably seen that pay with PayPal. You thought, well, why do I need PayPal if I already have a credit card? Well, PayPal is a great option for some online shoppers. Here's everything you need to know about PayPal in 60 seconds.
PayPal is owned by eBay and has been around for around 20 years, and in that time it's proven to be one of the most secure ways to buy things online. To use it, give PayPal your credit card or bank account information, and when you buy something, PayPal completes the purchase without giving the seller or retailer your bank or credit card number, so it's safer. It's also easier since you don't have to enter your credit card information every time you buy something. You just click Pay with PayPal.
What if you're shopping online at many different websites other than Amazon? It's a good idea, and here's why. You don't want your credit card information to be stored in all of those different companies. With PayPal, all of your credit card and bank information is stored in just one place.
If you shop on eBay, you definitely need to use PayPal, and here's why. Let's say you're buying this pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses that the seller claims are normally $180. Well, if you buy them and discover they're fakes, you'll be able to return the items without losing any money. And you never want to give your credit card information to sellers you don't know.
All in all, if you shop at many different websites other than Amazon, PayPal is probably a good idea. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Amazon does not accept PayPal as a payment option, but other major retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, do. PayPal also allows you to add money to a PayPal account, which allows customers to send money to friends by email.
Let's check back in with Paul Barris and see what's going on the outside. Paul?
I don't recommend looking at the sun, but Courtney James down in Dalton did, and this is what you saw. It's a big ring around the sun. That's all caused by the ice crystals up there. There's a very thin overcast of ice crystals. We call that cirrus clouds, and that created that ring. Sometimes you see it around the moon if we get a full moon. It's usually a sign that a storm is coming. That's exactly what's going to be happening. I want to thank Courtney for that. Showers and thunderstorms down through Atlanta. Very heavy rain there. Along the Gulf Coast, it's much heavier. From New Orleans all the way to about Pensacola, Tallahassee, getting hit pretty hard. Showers and thunderstorms, some severe, moving across parts of Kansas and across the Great Lakes. They're starting to fade out, but still some pretty good ones up there too. 85 in the city, currently 84 in Cleveland, 81 in Dalton, 84 in Dayton. And the winds right now out of the northeast at 7. Pollen count was 12. That's all grass pollen. Murphy came in at about 80. The high in the city was 86, 68 the overnight low. And we're about 5 1/4 inches above normal in rain, but that's going to skyrocket, I think, over the next 5 days. 85 Dalton and Calhoun, 84 Lafayette and Tryon, 87 Fort Payne with 81 in Ellijay, and then Cleveland got up to 87 with 85. Soddy Daisy, 87 also in East Ridge. Signal Mountain 79, Lookout Mountain 78, Trenton 86. And then all the way up to Pikeville had 88, Cagle Mountain 80, 85 in Colmont, with Turtletown at 80, Murphy at about 84, and almost 90 in Jasper, 89 out there, 86 in Dayton. Tropical Storm Cindy still in the middle of the Gulf. The winds are less than 50 miles an hour, but it's going to be heading off towards the north and probably right towards Houston, then taking a little bit of a curve towards Memphis. So the train from Houston to Memphis, as it weakens, it's going to just be a tropical depression with lots of rain out there. But for us, this is the way things are looking. We're going to see just a slight chance for a shower tomorrow and tomorrow night, but the better chance for showers moving in on Thursday. This is Thursday morning as that moisture continues to flow in out of the Gulf of Mexico. You can see just a highway opening up from Alabama, from Mobile all the way to Chattanooga, and then that rain breaks apart a little bit into Friday morning and then returns into Friday afternoon and Friday night. As a cold front approaches, that front may stall and another wave will come up later on Saturday and into Sunday. By Saturday morning, over a foot of rain is more than likely down along the Gulf Coast, especially in the panhandle of Florida, all the way to Mobile Bay, and then about a half a foot possibly out near Birmingham, and maybe 6 or 7 inches of rain from Atlanta on south. And for us, this is what it's predicting now. It's up to 8 inches in Dalton. This is Vipercast. This is not my forecast. This is a computer model's forecast. I think that's a little high. I think about 4 inches is more than likely. And some of these amounts may be a little high too, but it's not impossible if you get under some of those storms. Some of that rain could be very heavy. Tonight, 70 with the clouds increasing. No rain tonight. Just a slight chance for rain tomorrow, so don't expect much tomorrow. 84 for the high. Then tomorrow night, again, a small chance mainly south of the city with 71. And the 7-day forecast, on Thursday, we increase the chance to at least 50-50, and that'll be spreading in, but they're going to be scattered. And into Friday, they'll return with 83. Saturday and Sunday, off and on showers and thunderstorms. And before it's all said and done, easily 2 to 4 inches of rain is likely for the next 7 days around here.
Looks like a lot of rain over the next few days.
A lot of rain. That's something we could use last year.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Now let's get to some more breaking news. We're hearing from the lawyer who represents Kristen Keys, the driver in this deadly ambulance crash that happened early Friday morning in Rome, Georgia. Keys is expected to report to the Floyd County Jail tomorrow for booking. We just learned today she will be facing charges of failure to maintain lanes and vehicular homicide. The patient being transported in the ambulance was killed in the crash.
Coming up next on Live at 5:30, when parents couldn't find a babysitter for their child and wanted to go to a bar, what did they decide to do?
Plus, if you're ordering a drink this summer, you may not be able to get a straw. We'll tell you what environmental activists are doing, trying to reduce pollution, they say, when we get back.
What the Tech is brought to you by
Gig City's only local provider of the fastest internet and sharpest HD TV, EPB Fiber Optics.
Parents accused of bringing an infant to a bar are charged with neglect. Indianapolis police say a couple brought their 7-month-old daughter to a bar. Witnesses reports indicate the mother may have breastfed the baby while drinking and smoking outside. At one point, witnesses say she chained the stroller outside and left her daughter alone to go inside for another drink. Police were called and say both parents were drunk when they arrived. Doctors checked out the baby. The child is okay. The parents are now charged with neglect and public intoxication.
Reducing plastic pollution is a major goal of environmental activists in parts of South Carolina. And one group there is asking restaurants to stop giving out straws. The Strawless Summer Challenge is sweeping through Charleston. It's a grassroots nonprofit organization behind it all. They say damage from plastic trash may be a small portion of what's polluting the environment, but a straw-free summer for restaurants and bars could be a step in the right direction to make the area greener. One of the main reasons straws are seen as a pollutant, size and shape, which environmentalists say can be dangerous to marine life.
We've seen 17 turtles coming with plastics in their GI tract. What is so alarming is that we've seen a market increase just in the last few years. 12 of those 17 have come in the past 2.5 years.
Bartenders and other servers say patrons can get a straw upon request. It just won't come automatically with drinks anymore.
Chicopees is voluntarily recalling some of its baked, crunchy chickpeas due to the potential of listeria contamination. There have been no reports of consumer illness, but the company says it is recalling the items out of an abundance of caution. Consumers who have purchased the products are urged to return them to the place of purchase for a full refund.
A new study finds nearly a quarter of Americans have no emergency savings. According to that report released today by Bankrate.com, nearly 1 in 4 Americans has no emergency savings. Percentage of those without the emergency fund currently sits at a 6-year low, down to 24% from 28% last year. However, Americans with enough savings to cover 6 months of expenses or more jumped to 31%.
Who will win the St. Jude Dream Home? We are waiting to find out, and that giveaway is this Sunday. The show airs from noon until 1 p.m. right here on Channel 3.
It's a beauty, too, just passing by right here behind us. If you haven't had a chance to view the house, there are a few open house opportunities. You can stop by tomorrow through Saturday. Although all the tickets are sold out, thank you again for that. You can still enter the open house prize drawing for a shopping spree at Furniture Row. Not a bad deal there. For directions to the home, visit WRCBTV.com. Coming up, it's taken a few decades, but Barbie's boyfriend Ken's now getting a well-deserved transformation. See what you think next. Move over, Barbie. Ken has undergone a long overdue makeover. Have a look. Mattel unveiled 15 new Ken dolls. Feature new body types, a variety of skin tones and hairstyles. Yes, you see the man bun. 25 additional diverse Barbie dolls. Ken now comes in 3 body types: slim, broad, and original. His new hairstyles include cornrows and the popular man bun. Makeover is part of Mattel's plan to make its dolls more diverse and appeal to today's kids. Mattel says some of the new dolls are for sale at the website today. Now let's see what's coming up in Eyewitness News at 6.
Thank you, Greg. On Channel 3 News Tonight.
When I honked them, they didn't even flinch. I mean, there's something wrong, so I went and got the caretaker.
A former city councilman found 2 bodies in a cemetery, and officers say they are investigating the deaths as a homicide.